These days, when many people go to look at a house, they often share the same assumption that an old house will not bring much luck to the next person who moves in. However, in reality, that is not always the case. Some houses may look simple on the outside, but after living there for a while, the homeowners often find that the house actually attracts good fortune, and both their work and financial opportunities begin to go more smoothly. According to Feng Shui, the value of a house is not only about its outward appearance, it is also about the movement of energy flowing within the space, as well as the small signs that appear through the areas used in everyday living. So when you are viewing a house, instead of focusing only on the bricks, the size of the space, or the exterior design, you should pay closer attention to the signs that are present around the home. These details may seem very small, but sometimes they reflect the vitality and energy of the living space. So what exactly are the signs that show a house is accumulating positive energy? In today's video, we are going to explore 7 signs of a house that has the potential to attract wealth and good fortune, especially if you are considering buying a pre-owned home. Now, let us get started. The hidden energy value inside old houses. In classical Feng Shui, every old house is considered a living space that has accumulated energy over many years of existence. That energy gradually forms over time and is often referred to as the energetic field legacy of the house. Because of this, when evaluating a previously owned home, many people usually focus on factors such as the size of the property, its location, or the structural design. Buying an old house also means that the homeowner is receiving the flow of fortune that has existed within that space for a long time. This energy is formed from the surrounding environment, from the land itself, and from the lives of the people who once lived there. These factors can greatly influence the stability and financial fortune of the next residents. When a house is considered prosperous in Feng Shui terms, it is the result of the resonance between 3 main sources of energy. The first is heavenly energy, which comes from the circulating energy of the universe and the sunlight that interacts with the orientation of the building. The second is earth energy, which originates from the ground and the underground geological veins at the construction site, helping protect the residents from decline or depletion. The third is human energy, which is considered the core element of an old house. This is where every emotion, success, failure, joy, and hardship of the previous owners has gradually been absorbed into the walls and bricks, creating a unique, energetic record. According to the Flying Star Feng Shui system, every building possesses its own energy chart that changes according to different cycles of fortune. Older houses often belong to the destiny cycle of the previous owners and carry distinctive energy patterns from the time they were built. If the energy field of the house is currently in a declining phase, the energy will become stagnant, even if the structure still appears strong on the outside. On the other hand, houses that were built during a period when major auspicious stars influenced important sectors, such as the main entrance or the kitchen, can preserve that prosperous energy for the next owner. In addition, homeowners should also pay attention to the history of the house. When the previous owner moved out because they were able to buy a larger residence, it often indicates that the land vein is in a state of accumulating energy and generating wealth. On the other hand, properties associated with bankruptcy, family breakdown, or long-term financial struggles often carry heavy negative energy. This can cause the new residents to unconsciously repeat similar patterns due to the lingering influence of that negative energetic field. Recognizing this energetic legacy becomes the foundation that allows homeowners to capture opportunities for good fortune and build a prosperous future upon the positive energy that has accumulated over time. Based on these principles of energetic fields and the movement of energy within living spaces, we can identify whether a house possesses prosperous energy through several signs that are easy to observe in real life. So, what exactly are those signs? I will reveal them to you right now. 7 golden signs that reveal a prosperous home. Sign number 1. Energy gathering landform and the 4 celestial structure. The first sign of a house that attracts wealth begins with the geographical position and the shape of the land. In Feng Shui, the principle known as energy gathering is considered the gold standard for determining whether a piece of land can preserve and grow wealth. A house located in an energy gathering area is a place where energy accumulates and circulates continuously, nurturing life. The four celestial structure consists of the green dragon on the left, the white tiger on the right, the black tortoise at the back, and the red phoenix in the front. This structure forms the core reference framework used to evaluate the stability of a home's financial fortune. An ideal house usually has higher ground at the back than at the front, forming a stable black tortoise position. This symbolizes support from helpful people and the ability to accumulate wealth steadily across generations. The green dragon represents career development and reputation, often associated with elements such as tall trees or structures that are slightly higher than the opposite side. Meanwhile, the white tiger side should be lower or more tranquil in terrain in order to avoid the condition known as the white tiger raising its head, which can lead to legal disputes or family conflicts. The red phoenix area is the open space in front of the main entrance, often called the bright hall. This area should remain open and spacious in order to welcome positive energy into the home. In addition, the shape of the land directly determines how energy moves within the property. Square or rectangular plots symbolize balance and allow energy to circulate freely. Land that is narrower at the front and wider at the back helps accumulate and store wealth toward the rear of the property, strongly supporting long-term financial growth. On the other hand, land that becomes narrower at the back or has irregular shapes often causes energy to disperse easily, making it difficult to retain money. The interaction between the bright hall and the ability of the house to receive energy also plays a crucial role. An old house located in an open area with a clear view, near a park or beside a gently curving river resembling the shape of a crescent moon, can bring clarity of mind and strong financial flow. Therefore, when inspecting an older house, the very first thing to observe is the terrain and the surrounding environment. A plot of land with energy-gathering characteristics, a balanced four celestial layout, and a clear open space in front of the home usually helps the house maintain stable vitality. This then creates a strong foundation for the homeowner's long-term financial prosperity. Sign number 2, a solid gateway system. The main door is often compared to the mouth of the house, the place where external energy enters and nourishes the entire interior space. When examining an older home, the condition of the doorway system becomes a clear reflection of the stability of the energy field inside. A sturdy front door that still maintains its color and structure even after many years of use, with hinges that operate smoothly and quietly, is a sign of a house built upon a strong Feng Shui foundation. On the other hand, faded paint on the main door or cracks in the surrounding walls often signal a weakening of positive energy, making financial fortune easier to disperse. Warped door frames that create large gaps can also become places where good fortune leaks away, leading to work difficulties and financial losses for the homeowner. If the paint color still appears vibrant and the door structure remains tightly sealed, the house is likely in a balanced, energetic state, allowing it to retain wealth rather than letting it escape. Another important aspect when evaluating the front door of an old house is identifying what Feng Shui calls hidden attacking energy, often referred to as poison arrows coming from the surrounding environment. Obstacles such as electrical poles blocking the view, sharp corners from neighboring buildings, or roads pointing directly toward the front door can create aggressive energy that strikes the main energy entry point of the house. Meanwhile, homes that manage to retain wealth over long periods usually have entrances that are clean, organized, and unobstructed by large objects. When the area in front of the door is bright and spacious, the incoming energy slows down and softens before entering the home. This allows the interior space to maintain harmony and stability. Another major Feng Shui concern is the condition known as piercing heart energy, which occurs when the main entrance aligns directly with the back door. This situation is considered highly unfavorable for financial accumulation because the incoming energy immediately flows out without having the chance to settle inside. For houses located at a three-way intersection or at the end of a cul-de-sac, if the front area remains open and the door structure is solid, that energy can actually be transformed into thriving business opportunities through specialized Feng Shui adjustments. Observing the relationship between the doorway system and the main entrance path becomes the key to determining whether a house is attracting positive energy or struggling against negative energetic influences. Sign number 3. Light and ventilation indicators. Natural light and airflow are two essential factors that create positive yang energy within a building. A house with prosperous energy will always appear bright and airy from the very first moment you see it, reflecting the balance of yin and yang within the living space. Old houses with well-positioned windows that allow gentle morning sunlight to enter while limiting the harsh afternoon sun, especially those facing east or southeast, are considered to have harmonious Feng Shui structures. This type of layout helps cleanse stagnant energy and prevents the accumulation of moisture and mold, which are factors that can weaken health and create obstacles in work and career. On the other hand, dark spaces that still rely on artificial lighting, even during the daytime, often accumulate heavy yin energy. A lack of yang energy causes the energetic field of the house to become disordered, directly weakening the vitality of family members and hindering career advancement. Feng Shui also emphasizes the principle that when wind circulates, wealth gathers. This means that a good house must have balanced airflow that removes stagnant energy and spreads fresh energy throughout different areas of the home. The wind speed should remain balanced and stable. Wind that blows too strongly and directly can create what is known as cutting wind energy, dispersing wealth energy that has just accumulated. Meanwhile, air that moves too slowly can cause the space to feel dull and stagnant. Living in a house with good natural ventilation helps the homeowner maintain a clear and optimistic state of mind, making it easier to attract and preserve financial opportunities. In addition, signs such as stains at the base of the walls or unusual smells in the space should also be carefully observed. A house with prosperous energy will usually maintain a neutral or lightly pleasant scent, with absolutely no signs of mold, garbage odors, or foul smells rising from the ground. When these strange smells appear, they often signal a disruption in the geological energy flow or the long-term accumulation of negative energy caused by a lack of natural exchange with the environment. For this reason, when evaluating whether a house is capable of accumulating wealth, light and ventilation are always reliable indicators. The brighter and more open the house feels, the more gently the energy flows inside. When the space remains dry, airy and comfortable, the foundation of positive yang energy becomes much more stable. Sign number 4. Ecosystem growth. The growth of living organisms around a house often reflects the quality of the land's energy. In Feng Shui, the saying, "good land attracts birds," is considered a sign that a place contains strong and prosperous energy. Plants and animals are naturally sensitive to energy fields, so when they thrive, it usually indicates a healthy and harmonious environment. If trees grow vigorously with lush green leaves and produce flowers and fruit regularly, it suggests that the land beneath the home has strong life energy. In older homes, the presence of large, mature trees that continue to grow well and sprout new shoots early is considered a positive sign, suggesting that the new homeowner may enjoy stability and financial prosperity. Another Feng Shui sign often mentioned is when a dry tree suddenly begins to sprout again. This symbolizes renewal and the ability to overcome difficulties, often marking the beginning of a more prosperous period. On the other hand, if plants in the yard continue to wither or die despite careful care, it may indicate that the land's energy has weakened or that negative energy has accumulated in the soil. The presence of animals can also be meaningful. Swallows nesting near the house are often seen as a sign of joyful events ahead. Bees building hives symbolize the accumulation of wealth, while bats entering the home are traditionally associated with blessings and good fortune. In addition, the appearance of gentle animals such as turtles or healthy and energetic household pets can also indicate a balanced and positive energy field. Observing the interaction between the surrounding ecosystem and the house itself is therefore a simple way to recognize land with strong vitality that may bring long-term prosperity to its residents. Sign number 5. Harmonious human energy. A home that brings lasting prosperity is often shaped by the people who live inside it. In Feng Shui, human energy refers to the energy created through the interaction between people's emotions, behavior, and the living space. A prosperous home often reveals itself through harmony among family members, where conflicts are rare and the atmosphere feels peaceful and supportive. When visiting an older house, observing the happiness of the previous owners or the warmth of their family life can be a good indication of positive Feng Shui. The presence of supportive people and frequent visitors is also a sign of strong, positive energy. Homes that often welcome guests and maintain friendly relationships with neighbors usually have a lively atmosphere that helps disperse negative energy and create new opportunities. If the previous owners moved out because they became more successful or moved to a bigger home, that can also suggest that the property carries a positive flow of fortune. Children naturally enjoying playing at the house can also be a good sign, because children tend to be drawn to places with strong positive energy. In contrast, houses that have been abandoned for a long time or feel empty and lifeless often lose their human energy and gradually accumulate heavy negative energy. A home filled with harmonious human energy provides a strong foundation for the new owner to build a stable and prosperous life. Sign number 6. A warm kitchen. The kitchen is often considered the heart of the home and a symbol of the family's wealth and abundance. In an older house, the condition of the kitchen can reveal whether the home supports financial stability and prosperity. A kitchen with strong energy is usually warm from regular cooking, with a clean and organized space. The fire element from cooking helps transform stagnant energy and supports the health and financial stability of the household. In terms of direction, kitchens located toward the east or southeast are often considered favorable because the wood element of those directions supports the fire element of cooking. However, the stove should not face directly toward the main entrance, as this may cause wealth to flow out too quickly. The kitchen should also avoid being directly opposite a bathroom, since negative energy from the bathroom can weaken the home's overall prosperity. Another common Feng Shui concern is placing the stove too close to the sink, which creates a conflict between the water and fire elements and may lead to family tension or health issues. When taking ownership of an older home, many people choose to replace all kitchen utensils and dishes. This symbolizes a fresh start and helps establish a new flow of positive energy for the household. Sign number 7. The energy of sleep. The final sign that may influence the long-term fortune of a homeowner is the quality of sleep that the house provides. Sleep is often one of the clearest indicators of whether a home's energy is balanced. A house with good energy usually creates a sense of comfort and safety in the bedroom, allowing residents to sleep deeply and wake up feeling refreshed and mentally clear. In Feng Shui, frequent nightmares, restless sleep, or sleep paralysis may signal conflicting energy or problematic room arrangements. For example, a bed placed directly under a structural beam, facing a large mirror, or sharing a wall with a bathroom can create disturbing energy that affects sleep. If a house allows its residents to sleep peacefully and wake up with clarity and energy, it is often a sign of a healthy and prosperous living environment. In conclusion, searching for an older home is a bit like searching for a companion that shares the same frequency as you. Feng Shui signs act like a compass, helping people understand the flow of energy and the nature of the land so they can make choices that align with their goals and lifestyle. A prosperous home begins with the connection between people and their living space. Every brick and every corner of the garden can hold the potential to nurture peace and stability. Sometimes, simply staying calm and observing carefully is enough to recognize which place truly feels right to begin a new chapter of life. And if you still have questions or concerns about buying a house or choosing a home with good Feng Shui, feel free to share them in the comments below. In the next videos, we will continue exploring these topics together. Goodbye for now, and see you again soon.